Dude, I don't know why I love that fainting laugh that he has,
It
dude.
hurts so bad.
I know it hurts you, but your pain is my pleasure, I guess, dude. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of. I don't know how that's entertainment for people.
Because it is.
Dude,
It
I
just
mean,
is.
Especially when it's like, oh God.
I thought I was gonna throw up a minute ago.
Listen, you
Dude,
throw up, you
Declan
clean
threw
it
up
up.
today, man.
Why?
He was like, so he clearly was like super tired to the point where he's not feeling good.
Right.
And you know, like with his autism, he's just like, when he's upset, he's upset. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so he's crying. And he got to the point where he was crying because he was like, or not because he was crying to the point where he was coughing. You know, like, you remember, like, as a kid, you know, you cry so hard, you start coughing. And, like, I know my mom, she'd be like, if you throw up, I'm going to spank you harder. Like, stuff like, you know?
Right.
Love you, Mom. But it's like, he was crying to that point, and then just, dude, out of nowhere, he's like, and then looked at me and went, and it was just goldfish, dude.
How lovely.
Just goldfish.
Sounds like a golden cow.
Goldfish I gave him.
I mean, dude, okay, listen.
Boy, he's goldfish.
That's all
Hold
he
on,
eats.
right?
Dude, listen. I tried to feed him real food today. At lunch,
Yeah.
he saw that, and at home, and he refused to eat anything other than goldfish today. So
Goldfish is his
luckily
thing.
we give him shakes in the morning. Otherwise, I don't know what kind of nutrients that kid gets, dude. I don't get it.
Dude, one time, did you know the goldfish, the flavor blasted ones?
Yeah.
The cheat, my favorite ones? Man, one time somebody got me one of those gallon. Dude, I ate it in like 2 days.
Dude, that's all we buy for our house.
You talk about stopped up.
I'll dude, I'll pour that stuff in a Dixie cup and sit on my couch like a fat boy. Just,
Oh, it's so good. I never thought about that. Then
Dude,
you don't get it
so-
on your fingers.
right.
But then you don't get that after.
It's
You don't
fantastic.
you don't get the fingers.
That finger looking good, dude.
That's kind of the best part.
Good. All right. We have a topic to bring up today.
Do we?
We brought it up last episode. We said where we stand. Let's, as a reminder, say where we stand again. Adam and Eve, did they have belly buttons?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There's
No.
no
Okay,
risk.
you're the odd man out, so you're starting.
So you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So here's my thing, right? So Adam and Eve, yeah, they were created, but also you got to remember they had kids too. So how would you explain? Hold on. How would you explain her child getting the nutrients that it need without an umbilical cord being able to be attached?
We're not
Not talking about the
our
kids. Talking about them.
Them.
Did they have belly buttons?
Oh, okay.
Did Adam and Eve
Here we
have
go.
belly buttons?
There's your humor for the
Cain-
night.
Cain
I'm
and
getting
Abel-
tired too.
It's-
I'm getting tired too. I'm getting very tired now.
No.
He's a shapeshifter, Ken.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I still feel like, in all honesty, they would have had belly buttons.
Why though? Tell me.
Well, because okay, so even if they did procreate, wouldn't you in our world, wouldn't you have to pass that on to somebody?
No.
Like that trait?
Do you know what a belly button is?
Well, yeah.
What is it?
Right
Yeah,
there.
but you know what it's for?
Yeah,
I mean, doesn't it provide
It's a scar.
it's a scar.
really?
It's
Okay,
only
that I didn't know.
Think about it. Think about it for a second. It's you have your umbilical cord attached to you, right? It's attached to you in the womb. You
Right.
come out. That umbilical cord is cut. So you now have an open wound on your belly because that umbilical cord was a part of you,
Okay.
right? And now it's an open wound. And then when it heals, the cord part, because it doesn't have skin, eventually dies off and falls off.
Right,
And now you have a
right.
scar.
Oh, okay.
But Adam and Eve, Adam was
They were
born
created, so
by
yeah.
dust
Mm.
or dirt.
That is a
whatever.
valid point, though.
And then Eve was created from a rib.
Oh.
Okay, just for those viewers that may watch that don't understand, this is not in the Bible at all. This is just strictly
This is theory.
This is theory that we're all speculating. Okay,
Have we converted you?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that, but I mean it would make sense.
It makes complete sense. Why would they have belly buttons?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if he created one human that way, then all the rest of us should look that way.
But then everyone should have the same scars as everyone else, right?
I wouldn't say the same scars, but
that's what
I
the
would
belly
say
button
they would.
is.
I would still say they had them. If he created all of us basically the same, I don't know. I see what y'all are saying though, but I still feel like, I guess in my mind, I just can't see two humans walking around without a belly button.
Yeah,
I mean,
it sounds weird, right?
Yeah.
that
Because
to me,
it's the one scar that everybody has.
right.
Everybody has that same
So
scar.
basically, what you're telling me is that when Cain came along,
He
had
had
a
one.
belly
then
He
it
would have- he
started.
would have
So
a
it
reason.
started
He would
with
have been-
Cain,
Dude,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
first belly button.
the very first belly button.
Well,
If that's how it was.
well.
If.
Episode title.
Wait a
If.
minute. Wait. But there was other people God created too that we don't know about, right?
Oh, now we're taking a deep dive.
Because
Oh,
think
you're
about
going deep into theology, and
real
I don't
deep.
have time for theology
It's,
tonight.
Adam
hold on.
and-
That's what this
Just-
episode
I'm
is
kidding.
all about.
I'm kidding.
I'm just saying. There had to have been other people God created. It's just not mentioned. Adam and Eve were first.
First.
They were
Yeah.
first,
So Cain and Abel.
and Cain and Abel, and then they
We're
had a
not
daughter.
second.
No,
you're
I'm not
you're saying
that.
Adam and Eve were created.
I'm not
right?
saying
Do
that
I need to
wasn't
go get
second.
the Bible and pull out the genealogy? It was Adam, Eve, Cain, Abel. Then they had a daughter.
Okay. And who'd they marry?
Hold on.
Who'd they marry?
Was the daughter before Seth?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They
who
still
did-
had a daughter.
Who'd they marry though?
Oh.
I mean, in those
That's what I'm
times,
talking about.
Okay.
in those
okay.
times though, I mean,
But it
it
doesn't
wasn't
say where those other
uncommon.
people came from. No. It doesn't say where those other people came from.
who?
So they could have been created the same way.
The wife that Cain married, or the wife that Seth married, or
I mean, it could have been that he married his sister though.
right. But
But it
did
would
they
have said
both
that.
marry their sister?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I'd have to go back and look. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe they have more than one daughter. If I'm not mistaken. Do you
So-
want me to go get
So
the
you're
Bible?
saying the whole.
Hold on.
No.
Let me go back and look.
So you're saying the
'Cause I wanna
whole
make sure I'm-
world is inbred?
Oh,
I don't think so.
explains my ugly face.
I mean, your mother-in-law said that 3 times.
She did. She did.
That wasn't this morning. That was
It's not
last.
what your daughter thinks.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. Okay, hold on. Let's see here.
That's
That's all creation.
That's
Yeah,
gonna take
y'all
so much
continue.
time.
Y'all continue to
Okay,
talk. I will come
so-
back to you.
See if you find out
So
why
you're
men
in
have
belief.
nipples too.
You're in belief that he had to have created other people,
Yeah,
enable
I think so.
for in
I think
for
so.
those for their children to marry off and spread.
Yeah, I also wonder about that after the flood.
I mean, to be honest, it makes perfect sense, right? It's the whole the galaxy question too. Like why? I know, dude. We can't go there yet. We're gonna get there, but
I got a lot for that.
Oh,
I got a lot for that.
but I get what you're saying. I see it. It does make
I mean,
sense
I just
to me.
don't know.
It does make sense to me. I mean, it also makes sense to me that the Bible totally focuses on the specific people that it does, because that's the genealogy that leads to Jesus.
And that is also true
Right.
because there are books that were books that were written
Enoch?
the book of Enoch. Like there are books that
Never
were
made it.
not.
Enoch is crazy.
Well, it's in some Bibles. Ethiopia still uses it.
Ethiopia, yep.
There's not a lot of.
And their Bible
was
is
actually-
older than
Yeah.
our Bible.
I was reading about it today.
That's what's wild, is they have a Bible that is older than the European Bible. Christianity was in Ethiopia before it was ever in Europe,
Yeah.
and they still use the Book of Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
They took it out of like I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was reading about this morning. Most religions kind of took it out because it didn't line up with whatever they were teaching. I'd have to go in further depth with it, but
Which is so weird, because it's like if you're teaching the Bible, don't you want to teach every part of it?
yeah.
I mean, Revelation also talks about some crazy stuff, dude.
Well, the Book of Enoch too is referenced in the Bible.
Doesn't Isaiah talk about some crazy stuff too? Like some of his prophecies?
probably. I'm going through the whole.
Okay, so
I'm trying to get through the whole Bible. I'm not there yet.
it doesn't specifically say how many daughters he has, but it does say that after after he begotten Seth, he lived another 800 years and then had more sons and daughters. So plural.
That's also crazy.
So it is
how long people lived.
Yeah. So it is very well possible. I mean, because it wasn't uncommon. I mean, it really wasn't uncommon for them to. I mean, I can't say how it works. I don't. I mean, I only have the evidence that we're given.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. It's
that's a hard theory for me to comment on. I mean, it could have been that. I mean, Cain's line was cursed anyways. So honestly, it wasn't going to matter who he married. I mean, because his line was cursed anyway. So because he decided to, his brother, and boom, there you have it.
Unalive?
Yeah,
that's the new PC way.
That is the new PC way of saying it. And then Seth,
which to me sounds so much worse.
Right, right. Then Seth replaced Abel.
Mm-hmm.
So
poor Abel.
Right.
Nobody
just because he was a good kid, man.
Just because he was a good kid, man.
Just because he was a good kid.
It's messed up.
Very messed up. So, I mean, it is very well possible. We can't officially say how it works. But on the ark as well, I mean, it was only Noah, his wife, their sons, and their wives. So, I mean, somewhere down the line.
That during church, though, today. Because during the flood, everybody was wiped out.
Right.
So then you have the Nephilim.
Mm-hmm.
All that was wiped out, supposedly. Everybody except for Noah's boat. Who was ever on that. But then after, you skip a few. You get to David, and there's giants. So there was giants before the flood and after the flood. It's weird.
Not necessarily, because I mean, from that
but
line.
Then you're going to that.
So
whole
remember,
thing.
remember. I believe it was. I always get this confused. I believe it was Ham that was cursed. No, was it Shem or Ham that was cursed because they looked upon Abraham, or not Abraham, because they looked upon Noah naked. So that could have been a curse on his line. I mean, if we're talking theory, that could have been a curse on his line, and then that could have been where it started again. Because God's
the curse created more giants. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that could have been like the curse of his line.
What a curse!
I don't know.
You're gonna breed stronger men.
It's a lot to go back into. Like, you would have to literally trace back the Philistine to their line. But by the time David came along, that was in Genesis, and that David came along in about First Samuel. So
you're not about the belief that some people think that there were survivors of the flood.
I wouldn't think so. I full wholeheartedly don't believe that. Because
does the Bible actually say that everybody was killed off?
I would have to look that scripture.
I apologize. But unalived off.
But what it does say is that God shut the door of the ark. Noah didn't shut the door, right?
Yeah.
It was sealed, so nobody could get in or out but him, his family, and the animals. And then there was a flood for 40 days and 40 nights. That's a lot of rain. So you're talking enough rain to lift this humongous ark up. Nobody could have lived through that. I really don't believe, unless by some odd chance they were able to stay afloat and not get eaten by other creatures or...
Well, I don't think necessarily somebody survived other than Noah and his family. But then you go back to that whole thing. Are you saying now they repopulated the entire earth, just them? Because at first, if you're saying Adam and Eve did it, there was no other people created.
I mean, based on what we have in the Bible, yes, they would have had to repopulate the earth. But that's such a complicated theological, that's a in-depth thing that would take forever.
Yeah, I ain't getting that deep into it.
Yeah, you literally would have to dive into that. But based on what we have, yeah, I do stand on that because, I mean, we believe in the Bible rightly divided, right? So I believe that everybody was, it was done at that point. God's whole purpose at that point was to clear this earth of...
Clean slate.
Like, it was to wipe it off, because that time was by water. The next time will be by fire. Fire purges. So you think about that, water cleanses, fire purges. So there is a movie, the movie Noah with Emma Watson in it. It's a decent movie. I don't know how biblically accurate it is, but there is a part on there.
I thought it was a good sci-fi movie. I didn't. Think it was a good
I would not
movie.
say it was biblical, but I could see where people get confused because in that movie, one of the line of Cain ends up still alive in that, if I remember correctly. So I could see where the confusion comes in, but no, I mean nobody survived. That was the whole purpose of God cleaning this earth off.
Wasn't that movie considered not biblically accurate because Emma Watson's character, like that, they never invited some random girl?
I mean, the Bible does talk about his sons and their wives. So
there were several things about that movie that was off.
Yeah, but that movie was
biblical.
But that movie was not biblically accurate at all.
Right.
I mean, there were certain parts, yes, that were like him building the ark and the 2x2,
which
and
is
all
wild
this.
to me that they make movies that aren't, because the Bible has such good stories.
Right.
Such good stories, dude.
They're there for a reason too.
Dude.
You know, like,
you know what I'm saying?
But again, yeah, so here's the thing about Nephilim, right? They were angels who mated
the
with
offspring of angels and humans.
Humans, yeah. So angels mated with humans made God upset, right? So that's where the Nephilims come from. So who's to say? I mean, they are spiritual beings, right? So just as
was Hercules a Nephilim?
He was a Greek god,
dude. The other people just called it something different. But what if it was an angel who mated with a human, and now we have a Nephilim called Hercules?
You about to open a door?
That's a whole door.
It's a whole different country who just had their own belief system. But what if
that is true?
What if it was that?
All right. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean,
freak of nature.
Have you heard that thing talk about the Greek gods might have been real, but they were Nephilim?
I mean,
I have not.
But I don't know. That's a
dude,
weird
you
thing.
could say that about all the gods, right?
Yeah. So I mean,
everyone has their own.
Because like if you look in the Bible, it always says, "Do not have any other gods before me."
Right. So it doesn't deny the fact that there are.
I think some people interpret that as, or most people would interpret it as, "Don't have anything above me." Mm-hmm. But if you look at that theory, that Greek gods or whoever's gods, whatever, doesn't have to be Greek, were actually some kind of being, some kind of spiritual being that were not like, maybe they were all fallen angels or something. There was something big enough where people would worship them, but maybe it's the truth of it is maybe they're.
What if Hercules was the cause? What if he was the last straw? God was like, you know what? I can't. Just flood. Dude.
What time period was that anyway?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think it was after that.
I'm just spitballing. All right.
It's interesting when you think about it, though. But regardless of how deep we get into any of this, I don't think we're meant to know any of it.
No.
Because if we were meant to know it, I think it'd be in the Bible.
There's some things that we're not meant to know, but I do know what the Bible does teach us, and that is, everybody was wiped off the earth except those people. And, after that, what happened, I believe God somehow worked it out to where we
Maybe
have
he
what we
created
have
more
now.
people.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been that, but I mean,
you never know.
Have you heard the Adam and Eve Mars theory?
No.
That one's. I don't buy that one at all. It's weird though.
It's a theory about.
I generally don't listen to those kind of theories.
It's a theory of Mars. So scientists have looked at Mars and studied it and said that at some point it was a habitable planet like Earth.
Right.
At some point. And there are some people that say that Adam and Eve were the descendants of Mars, and they were sent to Earth to save humanity.
And they failed.
And
obviously, if that didn't work.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I guess in the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things. But like the Superman story, right? Like Krypton was destroyed, right? Krypton was about to explode and be destroyed, and Superman was sent away to save their race.
I was about to say this sounds like a cool.
Though.
I was about to say it sounds like a cool comic book, and then I realized you were talking about Superman.
Like, honestly, that even just listening to it does not make.
Of course not. It's just
weird.
fun.
That is so,
it's funny. Like the topic of aliens itself is a weird topic, but
Very
that one
much
just
so.
like
okay. Alien. Well, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Do we want to go to aliens yet, or do we want to go on to did the Nephilim help build pyramids?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what.
See, that's gonna be on y'all.
Oh, because they did say they found out that the pyramids are older than Egyptians. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yep.
But they still don't have any idea of who made them or how they did it. But what if? Because the fallen angels came down, mated with the humans, created giants, and they were spiritual beings.
Right.
Okay, they probably knew stuff that humans didn't know, stuff we shouldn't know, because they're spiritual beings.
Right.
If you look in all of history, any kind of culture, ancient history, there's always talk about star people or something referencing that.
That is true.
What if they're the ones that built the stuff? I mean, that's
out there.
It's out there, but
That's out there.
think about it. We still don't have technology that could build any of that stuff. Have you ever seen? I know you've seen some of the stuff that shows.
I'm pretty sure we could build the pyramids now.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure we can make that happen.
But that is pretty fascinating though.
But if you think about how clean cut some of that stuff was,
For back then, yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
how did they do it?
Although I will say, hold on, have you seen how, in quarries, how they get straight cuts?
I've seen a little bit on TikTok.
Have you
lately.
seen it a little bit?
But
So
that's
a lot of it is cracks.
Yeah.
They create cracks with hammers and whatever you want to call them. It creates the crack itself, and then it just falls off. But then they also have this device. I just saw this on TikTok literally this morning. People who were cutting a giant piece of jade to sell, and it's this machine that has a chain that they put around the top of the rock, and they dig holes, and it comes around the bottom of the rock, and this machine just spins that chain continuously, and they cut that rock for like 3 days, and that chain just slowly cuts away at this
but also,
big old rock, dude.
During that time frame, I mean, the materials used would have been a lot easier to work with because it was mostly like mud, straw, water. I mean, so it would have been a lot easier to work with then.
Huh?
I'm just naming some of the stuff they had.
How would that be easier?
How would it be easier to?
I mean, as far as like shaping and stuff, I would think. I mean, have you not ever built a mud pie?
All right.
Pyramids are made out of stone, dude.
Wait a minute. Mud pies.
I was just using
Why
that
would
as
you
an
need a
example,
hammer?
Ken.
Why would you need a hammer or a pickaxe?
Listen, I was just using that as an example for the mud and the water and the straw.
Hey, man.
The pyramids
Hey, man. I'm about to build this pyramid.
Okay,
I'm going to need some
but
mud pies,
But hold on though.
a stick.
Once the
spit.
material hardens though, I'm done. Good
Cut
night.
that.
Good night.
Oh no! Oh, okay.
All right. Explain yourself.
I'm done. I'm done explaining.
No, you said it would be easier back in those days to what?
I mean, that material though is not going to be as hard because once like clay and mud hardens, I mean it's pretty solid.
So you're saying
For
the
that
pyramids were created out of water and mud?
I'm not sure. I just know. I mean, based on that time era, they didn't have what we have. So I mean,
so plaster is much different from stone. Pyramids are made out of stone.
Okay. I mean,
like it's rocks. It's not like plaster.
I mean, I've not studied the pyramids. I mean, that's not,
Okay.
So I mean,
Well, never mind.
Moving on. Aliens.
I'm out.
So you don't believe in aliens?
I'm just listening to y'all talk right now.
That's no fun.
It actually is because I can chime in when I want to.
Okay. Here's what I believe. Why not? It's so funny. It's from the show The Chosen, right? This line I'm about to say. It's it's said by Nicodemus, which is not biblically accurate because we don't know a lot about what Nicodemus said, right? However, I love the line because it's how I feel about, like, especially like our church today. Like, we still believe in miracles. We still believe that God can do what he wants. And the line states, I don't want to live in a world where God can't do new things. Why, if Christianity these days can agree that there are billions and millions of galaxies out there, can we not agree that he didn't also create races out in those areas?
Yep.
We're on the same wavelength, Ken and I.
I've got a little something to add to that, though.
All right.
Okay, so I agree the same. I don't think there's like little green creatures like what Hollywood does.
Yeah, not Hollywood aliens. But like you and me. Like look like you and me. Human race, different planets.
So think about this. Adam and Eve, they screwed up pretty bad.
Oh, epically.
We've all been cursed because of that.
All because of two people.
So, but we were all created to worship God, right?
That is true.
That's true.
That's Earth's story.
We clearly failed. And he killed us all once, except for, or unalived us all once. You might have to cut, you know how to bleep words? You have to bleep the K word. Anyway, we'll get kicked off of YouTube. But anyway, so we failed miserably at that. He flooded us, besides a few people. What if he created somewhere else? I don't think we're ever going to, I don't think we're meant to know. We'll never know. Mm-hmm. Somewhere else he tried again with more humans or whatever he tried. So we've got this huge universe. There could be multiple planets that are inhabited. What if one of them, they're doing what they're supposed to do? They did it right. Whatever their test was, they did it right, and they're worshiping God.
Think about that.
It must be nice.
You don't have to say that aliens exist, Josh, to agree that that sounds nice.
But not only that, what if there's another one? So we failed. The only way we made it is because of Jesus, right?
That's true.
He is specific for us. The Bible is specific for us. That's what we're meant to know. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
That's what we're meant to know. But what if somewhere else they failed and they've got a different story? Or maybe they've got Jesus on
their own Bible that's not Earth specific. It's their planet specific Bible.
I'm not saying.
I don't know how I feel about it. I think that's a little too far fetched on that part. Now, I will say if God can create us, I think he could absolutely create 100%. Anything else.
100%. And I agree that it is far-fetched. I don't disagree.
Because that would basically be saying that there would be no point in us. I mean, that would destroy...
Us, though. Earth, us.
But why would God... If this, say this other planet messed up, why would God not give them the same opportunity that he gave us? Why would he not send the same son?
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
I'm not saying
that. Okay, then I misunderstood then.
I'm just saying they've got their own story.
Yeah, their own story, not specific to
because
Earth.
if they failed, like obviously he would give them...
The Bible is specific to Earth, to our planet, to us.
That is true. That is true. I mean,
I'm just saying, what if somewhere else, if they failed, there might be a planet that didn't fail. They're still praising God, doing what they're supposed to be doing, unlike what we did.
Never took the fruit.
But there could be another planet that failed like us. I think God would give them the same grace as he gave us.
Now, here's the only question I pose to that, and this is the only thing that gets me away from thinking that it exists. If another planet didn't fail, why keep us?
Exactly.
That's true.
Why would he
if one of the other experiments worked, why keep one that didn't?
That's true.
But then when we talk about it like
that's grace.
But that's grace. You're right. I like it.
But if they're doing what they're supposed to do, why would they need grace?
No, I'm talking.
No, that's why he kept us. We get the grace.
Gotcha.
Get it.
Because he's shown us grace several times. But Adam and Eve, he didn't wipe us out then. Then you got Noah. he chose to keep some of them instead of killing us all.
But then when we talk about it like that, it makes God sound like a scientist. Like he's just experimenting with all these other things. Like I said,
I'm sorry for using the word experiment. I said that to be facetious.
I want to clarify that. I want to clarify that. But I mean, like I said, I believe he can absolutely create anybody, anything he wants. Now, I'm like y'all. I don't believe in the Hollywood little green men kind of thing. I believe God, if he wanted to, he could create anybody he wanted to. But I mean, that to me just sounds a little bit too far-fetched.
It's supposed to be far-fetched, but that's why the topic is fun. It's not like
I know it's not serious. I'm just like I'm sitting here trying to comprehend.
I'm not saying I believe it.
Right.
I'm just saying it's a fun topic.
Yeah, it's fun.
I don't know. About. That's just weird to me. Like to even think about that though.
I don't believe it either.
I mean, I'm not being closed-minded. I just think that it's that is so far out there that.
I agree with Ken. I don't think it's meant for us to believe.
I don't think we'll ever.
I think the topics are fun. I think it's certainly fun to talk about. And I certainly have the why not theory.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like God is capable of doing whatever he wants.
But I 100% believe we will never know.
No, yeah, absolutely.
It's not.
I don't think we ever will know. It's not meant for us. I mean,
right, and that's why those areas are billions of light years away. I mean,
then if you're gonna talk about that, take it down a notch.
Okay.
Do you even believe we went to the moon?
Ooh.
I don't think we. I don't know.
I love this topic.
There's some special people that you could ask about that because we had this conversation not long ago, and I'm not going to call them out yet, but we had this conversation not long ago.
Was I in it?
No, you were not in this conversation. This was a non-involving Ken conversation.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Was I involved?
No, neither of y'all were there.
I was going to say, I don't remember talking about
this.
You talked to other people besides us?
I know, right?
I thought we were the only friends.
It's crazy. Anywho,
I'm sad now.
That opens up a whole new portal to whole different things. That I'm not ready for.
You're not ready?
I'm not ready for that rabbit hole yet.
That's what we're here to do.
But that's a deep rabbit. Like that's a.
You had one job.
Listen, Linda. Listen.
Ken, you start this one off. Did we go to the
moon? Ahead.
I don't know, man. The more I think about it, I'm more on the. I'm really on the fence about it. I really am. Like I used to love space stuff, but it doesn't really make sense.
I watched something recently that changed my mind.
Wait, I don't know where you are anyway on this.
Okay. I believe that there are capabilities that possibly could get us there, but we never went.
Oh, you don't think we went?
No, not anymore. And this is after doing my own research. And I heard it first from Candace Owens. Candace Owens doesn't believe that we went to the moon.
Oh, I saw that.
You saw that?
I saw it this week.
There is a radiation magnetic field
that makes complete
in between
sense.
The Earth and the moon. Yeah. I forgot what it's called. I apologize. If someone wants to look it up while I'm talking, that'd be great.
Go ahead, Ken. I looked up the Bible stuff.
There you go. But there's this like magnetic radiation field in between the Earth and the moon that is supposedly like millions of degrees hot. And
I feel like I've heard this, but continue.
We're expected to believe they sent an aluminum alloy spaceship through this area.
I mean, supposedly in their defense, it would be able to withstand that. But how do you see? Here's my thing. How do we explain people coming back in from that atmosphere, though? Like when it's been filmed on numerous occasions.
Yeah, no. But that's not like thousands of degrees hot when they're coming in like that. That's hundreds of degrees hot. I'm talking
about. But how would they have got out to begin with, though? That's what I'm saying. Like, wouldn't that radiation field be the same?
Dude, I'm not talking about the atmosphere. It's way out. Like, you don't even see them coming back in. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's way out there. Did you find it yet?
No, I'm still looking. I don't know that. It's not that, is it? Yeah.
The Van Allen belt.
Yeah,
that's
it. Yeah.
It's called the Van Allen belt. And it's an area that's extremely hot. Like nothing survives in this kind of heat and in radiation.
Right.
And we're supposed to believe that this spaceship made out of an aluminum alloy made it through. And that one gets me because I did a lot of research on it.
There.
Right.
Well, especially being in the 60s.
In the 60s. Here's another thing. I sometimes lose phone reception sitting in my bedroom at home. And you live broadcasted a moon landing in the 60s to the whole world.
Yeah, it just doesn't add up.
He
don't like these topics at all.
I just don't know enough about it to comment on that.
We don't either, Ken.
We don't either.
Josh?
I've not seen these. I used to be really big into space. Like, I used to love space stuff, but
Your TikTok is not the same as ours.
it is not clearly.
Mm-mm. We're going to have to start sending it.
You're going to have to start seeing
First,
stuff.
I got to get it to where I can actually watch the TikToks y'all send me. Can we just...
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
That is very weird, and I don't like it. I
Again,
used to be able to do it, but...
You can't get a simple app to work on your phone, but they live broadcasted the moon landing.
Listen,
to the whole world.
I'm not saying yay or
1960s.
nay on this. I'm really not saying yay or nay on this.
And also pretty good quality, I might add.
Wait.
Oh, also did a phone call?
Yeah. But wait, go back to the TikTok.
What's up?
You can send them, but you can't receive them because you sent me the JoJo Siwa.
I'll show you what
Dude,
it
not
does.
the JoJo Siwa, dude.
Oh yeah, it was
I got
funny.
a bunch of those.
Yeah, that part.
That's what she was doing.
Hold on, let me find.
But there were sound effects added. So it was like, have you seen the ones that they cut the music out and it's just sound effects and like squeaky shoes?
yeah, squeaky shoes.
So funny.
Now watch it actually do it since y'all are here. So that's what it does. It won't play the video at all. I don't
That's
even know
weird.
what ad that
That's
was.
very weird.
Is that not
That
strange?
was-
I've never had that trouble before. It's weird. So that's why I can't watch TikToks y'all send me.
Hey, speaking of, have you heard the theory about that guy?
Who is that
Who?
guy?
Mr.
Josh?
Beast?
Is that him?
Oh, wait.
Wait. Was
I've heard
that
a
him?
little bit.
Have you heard it?
I've
Have
heard
you
a
heard it?
little
There's
bit.
people
Wait,
that
was that him?
believe that he is the Antichrist. There are people that believe that.
What?
Yeah. That's think is so the things that people are saying, obviously, like they're cherry picking a little bit, but like they say the Antichrist, he'll come and people will love him. Millions of people, the world will love them.
I mean, they've got that.
right? They got that.
But I don't think.
Then and they try and dive into the whole like his name is Mr. Beast, the Beast. Like, yeah,
Oh,
I
come
know, I know,
on.
I know.
Come on.
Dude, people are just like, I feel like people have way too much time on their hands.
They really do.
I just don't
and they
think we
probably
would-
smoke a lot of weed.
My,
I just don't think
my
we
favorite
would
ones are that try to predict when Jesus is coming
Oh,
back.
yeah.
That's my favorite one. It was 2012 at first, the
Oh,
end of
right.
the Mayan calendar.
No. Wasn't Y2K first?
Oh
Wasn't
yeah,
it?
Watch it. But there was some
Y2K.
before that too. There's been so many before, and I'm like, do
I
y'all
got a funny
not
story for that.
read
Oh.
your Bible? Anyways, go ahead.
I remember the night of Y2K.
Why are you talking the
I
way
do
you're
too.
talking right now? You're like very sinister.
I don't know.
I went to sleep
It was
that
a weird
night.
night.
It was 3:33 in the morning.
No, it was 11:58.
Oh.
So seriously,
Okay.
so we had a church service
Oh Lord.
that night because everybody was freaking. I turned what 10? I turned 10. I was 10. Actually 9.
We need to have church. Jesus is coming.
Actually, I would have been.
I
I would have been 9. I would have just turned 9.
mean,
Right? Just turned 9.
Okay.
I remember this night like vividly. Everybody's freaking out, and
Wait, you just turned 9.
Yeah.
We're the same age. You were 10.
No, I was born in November, so I would have been 9.
New Year's Eve is after November.
I would have just turned 9.
How? Oh, never mind.
uh,
I'm stupid.
Anyways, so I mean,
Cut that.
the world didn't. No, don't leave it in. So, yeah, if the world would have ended that night, I would have been. Or wait, I'm messing myself up now. Anyway, I remember that night because everybody was freaking out. I had no idea why. I remember we were there till past midnight because, everybody thought the world was going to end. I remember everybody was crying at the altars. Like the whole service. I'm like,
would be too.
Midnight service. A midnight service. It was scary as a kid because I had no idea what was going on.
Right.
Just people freaking out.
Now, you know what would have been funny? Like some mean person was outside the church and played
And
the
just
trumpet.
blew a
Like,
trumpet.
just played a horn real quick.
Do you know how many times?
Oh, I've got another story. Have I told you about the time I thought that I missed
This is so funny, dude.
I know he's heard it.
No.
One time I
have.
thought I was left behind. I told this at my grandma's birthday party. So one day we had a refrigerator on our back porch and in the house. I got this figure somehow, okay? We had 2 refrigerators.
Oh, you were rich.
No, I was just fat. No, I think we had
I could afford a second refrigerator.
It was fancy.
Anyway, I went outside to get some Hawaiian punch or something, and I heard a trumpet. A trumpet, full-blown trumpet. I start freaking out because I'm home alone. I start getting paranoid. I start calling people. I call my mom. No answer. Like, none of my siblings were there. I don't remember how old I was either. But I knew the last person to call would have been my grandma. And I knew if she didn't answer, I was in hell already. She didn't answer. No, it's not funny. You know my grandma. If that would have been the one person, she didn't answer. Dude, I can't tell you the relief. I was immediately thinking, like, where am I going to go? This trailer ain't going to hold down a demon.
I mean, you at least got 3.5 good years. You could have, you could have lived for those 3.5 good years.
You could have done something, dude.
I didn't know what I was going to do. I was
Or
starting.
just sit around crying.
Dude, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was freaking out.
Did you get right with Jesus after that?
Dude, you know how many times I've been saved because of something like that?
Were you one of those teenagers, Ken?
I was one of those I was a good kid, but I constantly got freaked out like I wasn't saved. So like every Wednesday, I got resaved. Now I've realized you don't have to do that. You can just be good and ask for forgiveness.
I'm proud of you,
But
Ken.
anyway, no, back to the story. Finally, my mom, I think it was my mom, finally called me back. And I'm like,
Mom.
are you here? Like, you're here? She's like, what are you doing? I said, I thought I was left behind. It was funny, but I told that story at my grandma's birthday party.
That's great.
It was scary. Turns out it was just the neighbor playing the trumpet.
You know, honestly though, I will say when I was probably in my late teens, that is something that I thought about. I was like, what would I do if by some chance I got left behind? And then I turned into a complete heathen until like about 26 or 27. And I just quit. I don't know. But like 2012 was my favorite because everybody thought because the Mayan calendar was running out that the world was.
They made the
Here
movie.
we are, folks.
They made the movie
Here we
2012, dude.
Here we are. Here we are. Did y'all ever watch The Day After Tomorrow? Speaking of,
Yeah.
That was a good
that movie
Great
was
movie.
great. Can we just talk about that movie for a minute?
Dude, Jake Gyllenhaal, Dennis Quaid,
That movie
been a
was
while.
bomb.
Emmy Rossum.
Right.
Yeah, I just know actors like that. What's up?
That movie was superb.
So good.
Not going to lie, though, it did kind of scare me as a kid because that came out in, like 2004?
Well, there was another time. I mean, this kind of changes the subject a little bit. Have you ever heard of Tribulation Trail? Well, probably not because it's here in Georgia.
Oh, not.
I don't even know if it still goes on. Dude,
I've only heard of it.
it's like a haunted trail, but a Christian version. And
Wait, you
Wait,
walk through the
wait.
tribulations?
Wait,
walk
have
through
you, hold on, have you ever been to Judgment House? Have you ever heard of
that's
Judgment?
another story I got. So I got saved then too. But no, there was so we went to the Tribulation Trail, and it was like it took you like an hour to get through. They took you through. It started out you were in somebody's house. All of a sudden, rapture happens. The person disappears. This is a church. They have it set up. They've got like a wrecked airplane. They got a city built in the woods, like a little town. Shouldn't say city, little town.
My God.
They went all out.
They really trying to get people.
No, they had the 4 horsemen. Dude, we walked through. So the
not the 4 horsemen.
so
of the
they had
apocalypse.
yeah. So they had the rapture. Then all of a sudden, you're left behind, right? And you're walking through. You see people shooting machine guns. Everything's on fire. Then you get through where they're splitting you up into concentration camps. They got little kids in cages.
What the heck?
They got kids in cages. That you're in line. They split men and women. And then you have to either take the mark or don't take it. If you take it, we had a girl that took it. Scared her to death. But anyway, I didn't take it.
She actually, for real.
She took it. But anyway, so you go through.
Just fearing people into Christianity,
dude. It was
Right.
terrible. It was terrible. Then you go through the next part, and like the devil's there.
Can I ask where we get tickets for this?
Oh yeah, I think we should.
I know a
take
few
'em.
teams that could probably go through it.
I think we
Field
should.
trip.
I'd love to go back through it again.
Field trip, you guys. If you're watching, field trip.
Then you keep going through, and the 4 horsemen are there, like they're real horses.
Zoom in, dude.
Just vroom. All 4 of
He
them.
said, "Vroom."
You see the
It's a
Antichrist.
me, Mario.
He's there. The Antichrist is there. And then after it, I think you go through like a portion of hell, but then you get to heaven, and then that's where everybody's getting saved because it freaked them out so bad.
Can I just say?
It's intense.
Can I just say? I don't think that's a place for me.
I
don't think
dude.
I could. That would. I know I'm saved. I'm glad.
I don't
I'm
even
saved.
know if they still do it. That was when I was.
But okay,
teen.
so there was one when I was growing up, and I wish I had the VHS and we could roll that tape right now. We're talking about like 94, bro. Like 94. They did this, and I think they did it up into the early 2000s. They may still do it, but it was called Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames.
94.
You would have been 2 or 1.
I'm sorry, not 90. Hold on, I have to think about that.
2000.
Bro, you were
No.
little.
I was born in 90.
I've heard
So
of what you're talking about.
It may have been 95 because I was young enough to remember it. But dude, I was like 3 years old. My mom had
Took
to
him through that. It's a
no.
child.
Well, when your church is hosting it and you're the pastor's kid, I mean, you
Send
can't.
me to the nursery.
Hold on though. So it scared me so bad. My mom had to take me out and make the guy who was playing the devil take off his mask so I could see that it was not real. And you think as a 3-year-old child that would have scared my tail to stay saved? Did not work. But that was one back in the day. It was really good. But Judgment House, dude, every time I went to Judgment House as a teenager, I had to repent.
So what exactly did you do on that one? Because
I think Judgment House, they took you, if I remember correctly, they y'all can comment on this as well if you've ever been to Judgment House or any of these. But if I remember correctly, they would start you out in a room, and then it would go through like a car wreck or something where Sally Mae died and her head was probably I don't even remember.
So they do this all over then, same scene.
Judgment
probably.
House, yeah. I mean, it was pretty
And
popular.
then another kid was smoking and lit the house on fire, and he wasn't saved, and he went to hell.
By the end of those,
Was that-
I'm pretty sure that was it. It's been so long since
Yeah.
I've been to one.
I got saved. And
There's
I got
something about churches who thought it was
Listen.
great just to scare
Hey,
people into
I
God,
got-
Well,
dude.
I won't say it was a scare tactic, but it was a realization point. Like,
no,
No,
100%
no.
a scare tactic.
I
dude.
wouldn't say scare tactic. I don't know.
Oh, it's a scare tactic. Me and my
Dude,
cousin got saved and
people
got
like-
a Bible out of it.
Dude, this Christianity by PTSD. How you doing?
Right. I don't know.
Let me tell you about my trauma.
I think the thought behind it, honestly, though, was to kind of put it in perspective. But they did
get
it
it.
they did it so well that.
I gotta add something. Real quick.
Oh God.
Me and you grew up with this. He didn't, so it probably sounds so wild
It probably does.
from your point.
Yeah.
Of view. Like
So it really wasn't used as a scare tactic. It was used to. I don't know. The motive behind it was good. I do know that, and a lot of people came to Christ because of it.
I will say, I believe that for adults. You don't take kids through something like that for realization.
oh, we had one with.
I mean, I don't know. Groups of
We had-
teenagers sometimes they might need some
That's
realization.
scary stuff, dude.
Did I?
I
tell you-
mean, hold on though. Have you read the Book of Revelation?
Of course.
I mean, that in and of
You're-
itself.
Dude, that book itself is a
that book
haunted
in
house if you,
see, okay,
if you want to
so,
bring it
so
up.
I am one of the few. out of like people that I talk to that actually enjoy reading the book of
Dude,
Revelation.
I love that.
I love the book because that's hope for me as a Christian, right? Now, granted, all the stuff in there, I mean, I don't look forward to, people getting their heads chopped off and stuff because I don't plan to be here. Or wait, are we allowed to say that? I mean, it's in the Bible.
Well, I've got another story.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't say it on here. I'll have to tell you afterwards. It was another type scare tactic thing. I just can't share the event that happened.
Oh God!
Because I think we could get.
How
taken
did we
down.
get here? Dang.
We could get taken down.
But
I'll tell you in a minute.
I mean, we tell them to read Revelation. We preach Revelation. I mean, so it's really not to me
1,000%.
in that aspect. In my mind, it's not much different. I think it was just the way that it was put on.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, as a teenager, it didn't so much scare me as it made it clicked something in my mind like, hey, this could happen to me at any moment. And seeing kids my age hanging out a car window with blood pouring down, like that to me spoke to me as a teenager. So I don't think it was so much as a scare tactic as it was to try to grab their attention, because it makes you, in that moment, it makes you see, dang, this really could be me right now. This could be me when I leave this building. Yeah. And once you take people through so many of those, like, something clicks. I mean, I've seen grown adults cry over it. I've seen teenagers cry.
He's really passionate about this. Like
I'm glad he's chiming in.
I was
because this is something I actually know about.
I should have said adults and teens, because I could see the realization for teens, but kids.
Yeah, that's what I was.
So, okay.
100% a scare tactic, dude.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say they actually had an age limit on it, because I don't ever remember seeing, like, Gentry's age there. I don't remember ever seeing that. I know it.
They probably did.
At least in North Carolina, because it was. I don't think they allowed children, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I know the ones that we specifically went to, we didn't see, like, I didn't see any younger kids
I thought
there.
you said you put it on.
No, that was Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames. That was a different one. That was the early 90s.
The church,
Judgment House didn't come
have all
till
kinds.
Okay, listen. Judgment House didn't come till the early 2000s. Judgment House was early 2000s. So, but yeah, I don't think there were kids there. It was too intense for that. So, it was way too intense for that.
I went to normal haunted houses.
Yeah, he was like Freddy and Jason and stuff.
Dude,
like
I have one memory specifically.
Here we've got
actually, I have
coming
two memories of haunted houses. The first one, I was a little kid, and I begged my mom to take me.
I hate
houses. She finally gave in, and I remember screaming bloody murder and running out of the room. I walked into a room, it was about this size with higher ceiling, and it was a giant strobe light in the middle. And you didn't see anybody in this room. It was just a strobe light going. And when the strobe light was off, like when the flash was off, the room was pitch black. So like really, you could not, everything was moving like this. Right?
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, literal nowhere, Jason with the chainsaw, Freddy Krueger with the claw, and Michael Myers with the knife just coming at me, dude. I was 6 years old.
No. Why?
6.
Okay.
No,
that would probably.
So
now I just laugh at them.
For us church kids, we experienced this earlier tonight. The church at night is creepy enough.
Okay. Granted, hold on.
Dude, I don't sit on that one.
I don't like dark.
I'm not on that one.
I just don't do. It's not that I'm scared. I just don't like it. It's something about a dark, still, non-lit church.
Honestly, I don't even think it has to be a church. I think a giant open space in the dark is what's creepy.
Maybe that's it, and maybe we're just used to the church because where else are we going to go? That's
I don't like going in basements at night either.
We'd probably be just as freaked out in a Walmart alone with all the lights.
And pitch black dark in the Walmart, big open space. Yeah,
dude, can you imagine?
Absolutely.
Where would you hide in a Walmart?
I don't know.
Where?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where? Yeah.
Where in the middle of the clothes thing, dude?
I was just about to say that, dude.
No, I'm saying,
I was just about to say that.
If you had to spend the night
in the middle of the clothes,
where would you? I'd find.
But you have to hide
in the middle of the clothes.
Well, I would want to hide because I'd be freaked out if it was dark. I'd probably hide in the toilet paper.
Make a fort.
And build a fort.
Are you building a fort? Okay, I see that.
Here's the thing: you're not really protected though.
Not at all. Unless you build the fort.
Yeah, but
well
if I'm
enough.
being quiet,
you be quiet.
I mean, nowadays I feel like
listen.
I feel like that's kind of a gimme though. He's being quiet.
But yeah.
I mean, you'd think they kind of pretty much took all the guns out. Pretty much, you got BB guns now, so you can't really.
They have shotguns still.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, if you could get into it, I guess.
I don't think they have rounds though. I don't think Walmart carries rounds anymore.
They have birdshot, which that's enough.
That'd do something.
Yeah,
something
if you could get into it.
They sell machetes.
But
that
where
works too.
I mean, but
pocket knives. Shoot, go
where
to the
else
butcher
would you hide?
butcher
though?
knife out.
What?
Where else would you hide though? I think toilet paper is the best option.
I mean, you could always go to the garden center, hide in the plants. I don't know. That's not a good hiding place. That was a joke.
That's a good question.
That is a very good question because there's really not many places.
Honestly, I 100% would go get me some cold weather stuff from the sporting goods area. Go get in the freezer.
Yeah, but where are you going to fit in the freezer?
What are you talking about? There's a whole area behind the milk.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
The stock room.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just
You know what? The stock room was.
barricade
Honestly,
the door.
the stock room wouldn't be a bad place because
The pharmacy.
What?
The pharmacy's got the cage.
What about?
Oh, you're right.
The pharmacy.
No, wait.
If you could get into
But
it.
what about
Cage.
one of the little salon places in there that have the pull down gates as well?
Any of those, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but how would you get in first? You'd have to. I don't know. How
Well, you couldn't
That's
get
true.
into the
You'd have to get
pharmacy.
in.
You couldn't
you
get
might
into the
could-
salons either, because most of them
Wow.
have the ones that roll down that are solid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Not many have chain ones anymore.
I like this topic. It's like doomsday stuff.
Right.
Where would you go first?
Um.
Costco, son.
Right.
No.
But I did
definitely
work for
wouldn't.
Walmart for a short period of time.
You worked for Walmart?
I did.
Hi, welcome to Walmart.
What'd you do?
No, I did.
Get your stuff and get
order
out.
pickup. It was like a part-time gig, but
You did the pickup?
yeah.
Oh, so that was recently.
Recent,
Recent enough.
Why is it so hard for them to get the order right?
dude. The scanners there are.
Dude, my favorite
I will say those scanners are sometimes they get what it's supposed to do is tell you the aisle and the location. Like there's the barcodes have the location or whatever. It doesn't always do the correct. Like it'll tell you one place.
Well, and they're
it'll be
changing the spots
You're
all
right.
the time too, dude.
and that too. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. And then if you've hit on your order that you can have substitutions, they're going to do.
Dude, have you
Well,
ever
and
got
then
a
have you
subs-
walked inside the Jessup Walmart, dude?
I can't.
That's the
stand it.
weirdest layout Walmart in the
It is.
whole
That
country.
is honestly one of the weirdest. Like every other Walmart, everything's on.
Yeah, what's wrong with
this
your
side.
Walmart, Ken?
Yeah,
I don't
Ken.
know. But have you ever got like a substitution and it's like you wanted a ham sandwich,
Today.
but then they here's a pizza.
Listen, today,
mean-
so
Here's a bucket of bleach.
because of that storm coming in, right?
Everything's
Oh.
gone.
So Rachel put on there a case of water, a
They
40
cut
count.
those off on hurricanes.
Yeah, hold on. A 40 count case of water. It was in stock when she put it on there, and they had to do a substitution. 40 count case of water. 40. What number?
40.
40. 40. Guess what we got?
A single bottle or 6-pack
4-pack.
or none.
An 8 miniature pack of Dasani.
You know what I found out last time we had a hurricane?
I can't.
Last
So I don't know. I didn't work for him long enough because I did not enjoy that job. It was just a part-time gig. So
Walmart, you got some splaining to do.
But I will say the stockroom, that was where I was going with that. The stockroom would be an excellent place because you've
Absolutely.
got offices back there. You've got break room back there. Like you've got everything in those stockrooms. So, and you've got piles of cardboard you can hide under too.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I would go to like a mom and pop hardware store
that is also
And then
Yeah,
just-
but we're talking about like if you were in Walmart, like
and
if-
got locked in there.
yeah, something happened and it was just dark. and you're
Oh,
alone.
like you were already at Walmart.
Yeah, it was just you.
Oh, and
know.
it just happened.
Yeah.
Oh, just you.
It's freaky.
I would
That
love
would
it.
be
Dude, I would
creepy.
love it.
That's what I'm saying.
You kidding me?
Heck
All that
nah.
stuff at my disposal?
Not if it's
my
freaky.
disposal?
Heck nah.
See, I'm not scared of that stuff.
See, that's where we differ.
I mean, I'm not scared of it, but I don't want to be in a place like that
Because they're a couple of
overnight
chickens,
by
dude.
myself. Nah.
Buck, 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 buck. Speaking of chickens.
I don't even like going in basements.
Speaking
at night.
of chickens. I have a question.
Oh, dear.
And it's not, did the egg come first or whatever.
Oh,
not that one.
Okay, good. I don't want to get into
Not
that.
that one.
I don't either.
But I heard this a couple days ago, and I laughed so hard. Scrambled eggs. Is that not just fried chicken?
I mean, I guess. If you want to look at it like that. That's like when you're making fried chicken, you just dip the chicken into its own.
Whoa!
Right. Right.
Yeah.
On that note.
Right.
Yeah, I think we can call it a night.
Scrambled eggs. Fried chicken.
I'm hungry, though.